1st of May, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
Hey, good morning. This is Rabbi Shlomo for Series Shiv Samanachi, Yerushalayim Care of Zoom, Pierke Avos, the 6th parak. I think we're in the 4th mission. Let's review that, I think, again. And we'll hopefully have some.
The air, I don't see you and I don't hear you.
No seeing, no hearing. Why not? Amen. Right.
I called that agent that you gave me, and she said she might have something for me.
Oh, very good. Hopefully, okay. Let me keep me informed. I'm interested in know if it works out.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
It's Mila.
Oh, right. I remember that. Right. Yeah.
Okay, so we had read. Okay, you want me to read the mission again?
Yes, please.
Okay. In such a way, such is the way of Torah study. Eat a piece of bread with salt, drink water in rationed measure, sleep on the ground, and live a life of hardship. And in the Torah do you toil. If you do so, happy shall you be, and it shall be well with you. Happy shall you be in this world, and it shall be well with you in the world to come. So then we read, eat a piece of bread with salt. And we read, sleep on the ground, and we read, live a life of hardship. No, I don't think we read the life of hardship. I think that's where we were up to.
Right.
So you want me to reread those commentaries or continue where we are?
No, I think we'll continue on.
Okay, so and live a life of hardship. Tiyeh. Despite its hardships, such an existence is still called living. Whatever the privations and suffering, the student need not despair that his is no life. His growing mastery of Torah will make it all worthwhile. Tiyeh, you will live, and you will live. Let not a Torah student's mother wail that her son does not play enough ball, or that he stays too long indoors. Do not be dismayed. He too is living. Bear in mind too that a star athlete who graduates into professional athletics finds his muscle-bound existence of later years empty and meaningless. Never so the Torah student. The verb tiyeh is in the future tense. You will live all your life in richness saved by the Torah. It is told of Rabbi Meir Shapiro, the founder and head of the yeshiva of Lublin, that he once visited a man of great wealth to seek money for his academy. The learned dean described the great difficulties he faced in having to feed, house, and clothe the many students in the academy. But from what I hear, said the magnate smugly, the students have the necessities. They are not yet reduced to dire want. After all, he added sanctimoniously, nowhere is it written that Torah students have to live in luxury. Then with an air of triumph, he concluded, does Pierke Avos not tell us this is the way of the Torah? Eat a piece of bread with salt, sleep, etc., sleep on the ground and live a life of hardship. The dean of the yeshiva thought a moment. Do you know, he said, there are many different passages in our written Torah and Talmud, but some passages are obviously meant for certain people only. And heaven help us if the wrong people use them. Whatever do you mean? Asked the wealthy man. Let me give you an example, continued Meir Shapiro. The wise Solomon teaches that the borrower is a slave to the lender. He meant to impress on the borrower how strong and deep is his obligation to repay his loan. But suppose a lender or creditor wakes up his debtor in the night to quote him this, then demands, "Since you are a slave to me, get about and hustle. I want the money." He could drive the poor debtor to an early grave. In fact, scripture cautions him about a poor man. Do not be to him as an importunate, overweening creditor. But then, what if a clever borrower quoted this whenever the lender tried to collect his money? He would never settle his debt until death put him beyond the creditor's reach. Clearly, our Torah states certain verses for certain people only. Now, Pierke Avot does say this is the way the Torah, eat a piece of bread with salt, etc. That is only for the young student and scholar to keep in mind. For someone like you, dear sir, there is another passage in Avos, in the very first Mishnah. Raise up, establish many students. Having the means, you have the obligation to help us maintain and educate more fine students to make them the Torah luminaries of the future. Besides, the dean finished with a coup de grace. The passage you quoted concludes, if you will do this, you are fortunate. If you yourself live this way and are satisfied, then you may go and tell others to subsist on bread and salt as they study Torah. For if you live in a 10-room apartment with a valet and a maid and ride in a handsome vehicle with a liveried chauffeur, do not tell others to live austerely. Would that this last point could drive home to every heart in the entire American Jewish community. So much passionate energy and devotion goes into establishing and maintaining fine Torah schools and institutions of learning from the elementary to the graduate level. Many are left to struggle with submarginal facilities and woefully inadequate funds, while wealthy people and groups watch calmly, indifferently, perhaps with our text in mind. These people see dedicated teachers living in penury until a school can pay them, while they imbue their students with faith enough to kindle a heavenly warmth in their homes too. But perhaps these people think, after all, we read here that they should live on bread and water. Do we indeed? Let us provide our yeshivos with living conditions somewhat like those we provide for ourselves. Let us try to develop the sensitivity of a King David who could suddenly exclaim, perturbed, to Nathan the prophet, "See now, I dwell in a house of cedar, but the ark of God dwells within a tent." The commentary of Ruach Chaim notes something interesting. Translated literally, our text reads, "A piece of bread with salt shall you eat, water in rationed measure shall you drink," etc. And in the Torah, do you toil? All the verbs are in the future tense. The last one alone is in the present. Eating, drinking, sleeping are matters which can be put off to the future, relegated to a secondary role as relatively unimportant. Studying Torah, however, is of immediate concern. It must be done in the present, now, not delayed or postponed. Through Torah study is the world preserved and maintained. It is the vehicle for moral education and progress in the world. Unfortunately, in our contemporary life, the reverse is usually true. We turn to Torah as a rule only after all our material and recreational pursuits have been indulged. and to provide Jewish education for children, the same unfortunate approach generally obtains. In choosing schools and educational programs for their children, so many parents show primarily an overriding concern for economic careers for their young. Only as a poor second is some thought given to the education that will form their identity as Jews.
Mhm.
A tale is told of two people sent to a country fair to buy merchandise. One, a wise man, spent the first 3 days on business, selecting carefully from the wares on display, bargaining shrewdly, and making his purchases. Finding he had time left, he visited the town, explored the countryside, and thoroughly enjoyed himself before returning home. The other, a foolish man, spent the first 3 days seeing the sights and doing the town. Only on the fourth day did he set out on his task. But alas, by then the best goods in the market were gone. Only some spoiled, discarded, rejected wares were left. Sad and forlorn, he returned with nothing. Each of us finds the same alternatives in life. What we can act either as wise as the wise man or as the fool. The way of Torah is to first acquire its priceless knowledge. In your early youth, assure yourself of a thorough grounding in Torah. The wise man bought the goods he needed before he did anything else. An old Yiddish proverb based on the Midrash runs, Ba'asta Sechora. I'm sorry. Torah ein didai ba'asta besora. The Torah is the best merchandise.
The best, Torah is the best is Schora. Schora is merchandise.
Schora.
Schora.
From early in life, then, toil in it, even if it means deprivation and austerity. Once you have Torah, it will also go well with you in this world. But if your first concern is to enjoy life, you may never get to Torah, then find nothing in your life to make it worthwhile. There is the well-known account in the Talmud of a controversy that developed between Rabbi Eliezer ben Hyrcanus and the sages. When they gave opposite rulings, Rabbi Eliezer brought every possible argument to prove his teaching correct. Yet the sages would not yield. But he was one of the Rebbeim, but he was one of Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai's 5 main disciples, whom Rabban Yochanan called a cemented cistern that never loses a drop of water. His faultless memory knew his master's lessons perfectly, and he never taught anything but what his master had taught him. So his rulings here too, his ruling here too was really from Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai. And though the sages were in the majority, he would not yield. He said, if the law is as I say, let this carob tree prove it. And the tree moved 100 cubits. Yet the sages were adamant. He said, if the law is as I say, let the spring prove it. And the spring flowed uphill. Still, they would not budge. If the law is as I say, let the walls of the base midrash prove it. And the walls almost fell in. Now, why did Rabbi Eliezer choose these 3 to prove him right? Our text may point to the answer. Carob trees grew plentifully in ancient Israel. Their fruit, a low-cost staple for all. Thus the Talmud tells of another sage. Every single day, a heavenly voice emanates and says, the whole world receives its sustenance for the sake of my son Chanina. For my son Chanina, a measure of carob is enough from one Sabbath to the other. The tree could well have come to Rebbe Eliezer's aid as a symbol of his being content with a bit of plain common food, like a piece of bread and salt, enough to keep body and soul together as long as he could learn the Torah. The spring could similarly have aided him as a token that he may do with, quote, water in rationed measure, concentrating on sacred study. And the walls of his base midrash could act for him because they had perhaps witnessed his staying there night and day, briefly sleeping on the ground. To lose little time as he persevered and struggled. This would fit in with the midrashic narrative of his beginnings as a student. At 22, he was a plowman for his father, having never learned a word of Torah. He yearned to go to study, but his father would hear none of it. Finally, events forced him to flee his father and go to Jerusalem to study with Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai. There, he suffered dire hunger until Rabban Yochanan noticed and arranged that he should be properly looked after. Unfortunately, he became so brilliant a student that his father, who wanted to disown him at first, granted him his entire wealth. Thus, his own life with the three dramatic miracles confirms our text that such is indeed the way of the Torah. And though it starts in hardship, it will end in blessing, both in this world and the hereafter. On Shavuos, the festival we celebrate because the Torah was then given on Sinai, we read in the synagogue scriptures book of Ruth. Perhaps the same thought lies behind this. For in that book, we read how Ruth joins the Jewish people in determination, only to face hardship as an impoverished widow in a strange land. Yet because she walked the road of Torah and put her utter trust in the Almighty and in his faith, she found good fortune in this world and attained blessing in the world of eternity. But she married the distinguished Boaz, and in their family line was King David born. In this vein, the Midrash states, why is the book of Ruth read at Shavuos, the time of the year when the Torah was given? To teach you that the Torah is acquired only through suffering and poverty. Said the Torah before the Holy One, blessed is he, O Master of the universe, let my future lie among the poor. For if the rich busy themselves with me, they will turn proud. Let the poor rather busy themselves studying me, knowing that they suffer hunger and will remain humble. Okay, that was a long comment.
Okay, very good. First of all, Shalom Aleichem, Mayor. Good to see you again.
I'm Shalom. Good to be back.
Okay. Okay. If you haven't noticed, we're turning to Pirkei Avos now in the sixth parak of Avos.
Oh, okay.
So, if I'm not mistaken, according to my
Uh-huh.
numbering system, it's the fourth Mishnah there in Avos, sixth
Oh,
parak.
hold on 1 second. Let me get a seat door. Okay.
According to my book, we just finished 4.
Okay, so you said chapter 6
Correct. Mm.
and you just finished 4.
Let's see. So let's see. Do you have any comments on the commentary you just read, Lou or Mayor?
Let's see. I had a small comment on, let's see if I'm in the right place. Let me get my magnifying glass. Hey.
Mm.
It's on Kachi Darka. So this is the way. It says asceticism is being advocated here, and who is wealthy is not expected to cast away his wealth in the pursuit of Torah. Rather, this is a general call for moderation and an address to the poor person. Even if you are poverty-stricken, do not neglect Torah study to pursue tangible wealth. The serenity of Torah can be experienced even in the privation. Okay, and one must always be prepared to sacrifice comfort on behalf of Torah. So my comment is here.
Just want to repeat that last point, Mayor.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I need a magnifying glass to read this, and it's okay. So it says, even if you are poverty-stricken, do not neglect the study of Torah study to pursue tangible wealth. The serenity of Torah can be experienced even in privation, and one must always be prepared to sacrifice comfort on behalf of Torah.
Well, right. So this is okay. Very good. This is one way they explain the Mishnah that the question is that you can ask on this Mishnah. What says Kach Darki Shel Torah? This is the ways of Torah, right? So pas memelach tochel, bread with salt you'll eat, wine b'sur tishtein, measured water you'll drink, ala aretz tishan, on the ground you shall sleep, v'chayit tzara tichia, and in a life of distress you'll live, right? V'torah ata omel. So these things, these seeming prerequisites to learning Torah, the question is, are these in fact necessities that you must do these things, or you're not obligated to actually do them, but would the situation call for it, then you would be obligated to do, but not that you would have to actually go ahead and do it. Meaning, if you do have means and do have other foods, and you certainly can eat and drink other food besides bread and water with some salt and with measure. So that's the question that is dealt with in this case, in this Mishnah. So the commentary that you're reading from there was indicating that it's not a necessity to do these things, but however, it's something which, if Need be, you should be prepared to do that.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay, very good. Uh, okay. Just seeing if I can maybe bring some force and force. Force. Let's see if I can put something on the screen 1 minute. Oh, very good. Very good. Okay, 1 second here. Okay. Okay. Let's say you see your screen. You see the screen. The top line there is the mission that we're learning now.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Melech Tochal,
Right.
Kadhi.
You see Rashi, the upper right hand corner is Rashi there. Let's take a look at Rashi. You see it?
Okay. Melech tochel, what's that's eating bread with salt.
Right.
Okay, so Loal ha'osher, hu omer sheyamod b'chaye tzor k'dei lilmod Torah. So what's if you don't have wealth, Loal ashir?
Right. No, Rashi. It's not referring to a person who's rich. To say to him, Sha'omi b'chai tzar, that he should now live a life of
Sheyamod b'chaye tzor, that he uh, established a life of distress, I guess, in order to learn Torah.
right.
Let's
This is what it means to say.
Oh, that's neat.
You see what it says further?
Okay, Lahachi Kamor. So it says more, I guess. Whoops. Let's see. Afilu ein la'adam ela pat b'melech. Even if a person only has a piece of bread and with salt, וכולי, okay. Ve'ein lo kach ve'keset lishon ela al haaretz. Ve'ein lo kach. What's
A car is a pillow, a cushion.
oh, and he doesn't have a cushion and I guess a kesset. What's that? A blanket to cover him to sleep.
Right.
Wow. But only the earth, only on the earth. Al yimana b'ma'al l'sok ba b'sofo lilmod ota ha'osher. Okay, so al yimana. So that's not don't count.
Right. Lo yim, don't refrain. Yim,
Oh,
don't.
refrain. Okay, to be busy in it, meaning in Torah. The sofo in the end to learn it is wealth.
He'll learn well when he's wealthy.
Oh, when he's wealthy. Oh, okay. So he'll learn it when he's wealthy. Very good. Wow.
This is similar to some of the themes that were mentioned in the commentary you were reading from, Lou. That that first of all, Rashi's saying that we're not this statement is not being mentioned and taught to a person who has what to live on. He has means to live, right? As Rashi says, he's a wealthy person. So rather, this mission is being mentioned and being taught to a person who has little to live on, and in spite of the fact that he has very little to live on, that shouldn't be a deterrent to him from learning Torah.
Wow.
Very good. Let's see. The across from the Rashi, you see the Sapurnu on the left column.
Yes. Yes. So it's kachi darcha shel Torah. So this is the way of Torah. And then it says, let's see. He's here. Mishnei Devarim asher haim al. Whoops.
Whoops, 1 second. What happened here? Oops. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so his here. Mishnei Devarim asher haim al harov hamonim ha'adam me'osek b'torah b'li safek. So he's here is a warning.
Yeah, we're being cautioned. This mission is cautioning us.
Oh, okay. This mission is cautioning us. Okay, that the majority of I guess men who are busy in Torah, there is no doubt. B'li safek. Okay. Ha'echad hu ha'chefetz.
That they have harmonies are the Nosik. The mission is cautioning us about two things that in al rov, meaning in general, Hamonim will prevent the person from being involved in Torah without any doubt.
Oh, okay. Echad hu hechafetz b'ta'anogi haguf.
Tanugi Haguf, the pleasures of the bodily, physical pleasure.
Oh, okay. V'amar she'ha'osek b'Torah tzarik she'yistapek b'hachrachi l'chayei sha'ah. And it's what it says, one that's busy in Torah needs she'yistapek.
You should be like satisfied.
Oh, satisfied. Okay. L'chayei sha'ah. In this life, I guess.
Well, the hechrechi, the necessities of the temporal life. Hechrechi are necessities. Hechrach is something is a necessity. Hechrechi chai shah means the temporal life, the physical life of
Oh, okay.
all of them.
Okay. Velo Yovad Zmano Levakesh Mutorot. Its ways, I guess. The
Well,
search for its ways.
most roots are extras. The things which a person needs doesn't really need for his physical life.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Sheni Ahu HaKosef Al Hagadola V'Ma'ala B'Chayei Sha'ah. So what the second is, Kosef is wealth, his pocket.
The second, koisef, hasheni hua koisef. Let's see. Hashi'ifa sharanixis l'kach. That's a person's aspirations.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Because it's the same root as Kesef.
Maybe I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Possibly.
Okay.
I mean, it could be because kesef allows a person to realize his aspiration.
Yes. Okay. That's true. Very good. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if that's L or Al. Al Hagadolah v'Hama'alah b'Chayei Sha'ah.
I think, yeah, he says, a kaisif, I think it's El. A gedola umala chaishar. He's desirous, he aspires, El gedola for renown and mila and status in this temporary life.
Oh, okay. V'amar shetzarik shelo yachmod lahosif kavod ba'olam hazeh. Oh, and it says one that he shouldn't covet additional glory, I guess, in this world. Yoter mi limdohu. More than his studies,
Right, more than his Torah knowledge.
his Torah knowledge. Okay.
If you look at the footnote, I can bring up a footnote here. You'll see another little footnote there.
Okay, I'll talk posts. Okay, kavod yoter milodecha. Okay. כלומר שלא יבקש כבוד יותר ממה שהוא רגיל בזה. Okay, so he shouldn't search for glory, kavod, or honor, I guess, more than what, let's see, more than what's regular for him, I guess.
Like more than what's his like either what's befitting to him or what he's used to.
Uh-huh.
Very good. Okay. So that's also very detrimental. Person's trying to establish himself and have a status greater than which he's Kadosh Baruch Hu grants everybody naturally the status that they're supposed to have for themselves.
Right.
But people usually are not satisfied with that. They want to try and make a name for themselves. They want to get themselves famous, or they try and do all kinds of different things to increase their status.
Huh.
Okay.
I'm sort of thinking of a person who's like
Yeah.
a professional actor.
Right.
I mean, this sounds sort of contrary to that. So maybe someone shouldn't be an actor, because it's an actor sort of, I guess, in his presentation is promoting himself.
Yeah, very true. I mean, there's certain things that certain careers, professions, activities, which um, by their nature you have to excel and, as you say, present yourself, right?
Right. Yeah.
All kinds of competitions and stuff.
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I would
let's
not recommend it. I don't think it would be recommended as a worthwhile endeavor to.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Shalom safe kavod. Okay, b'olam hazeh yoter lidum. Okay. Ritzono lomar yoter mima shehurgal bo kefi midrag to b'chaye sha'ah. So Ritzono, it's his will.
Yeah, that he's well. Here, this is this phrase "Ritzono la'omer" that means to say. Ritzono means the intention of say
Oh.
"Ritzono la'omer."
Okay, so it's to say, let's see, yoter mima, more than what's normal, I guess, with it or in it. Befi midrako.
According to his status, madrigos
Oh,
is
his
it?
status. Okay, in this world. Yeah, in its temporal world. Okay. Let's see. Then shall shall is that a gimel? Shall talk.
Oh, well, okay, that's going further into the next Mishnah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, yeah, but now you have the Maharal. See where the arrows is kachi.
Okay. Kachi, darcha shel Torah. Okay. So kachi is so what? So it be, I guess.
Yeah.
The ways of Torah, the chule,
Such is.
such is. Okay. Such is the way of Torah. Okay. Rashi, Zecher Livracha, Perush, Lo al Hashir, who Omer sheyamod bitza'ar kidei lamod Torah. Okay, so Rashi, may be blessed, explains lo al hashir is not the wealth uomer shiamo that he is not established, stands in distress in order to learn Torah.
Right, yes, first of all, he's quoting the Rashi, as Rashi said, right? This explanation, or this Mishnah rather, is not speaking to a person who is rich, wealthy, of means, she'omed b'tzar, that he should now renege his wealth and establish himself in a situation of difficulty, poverty, perhaps even, in order to learn. No, that's not what this mission is expecting from a person. No. This is what it means to say.
Oh, elapam b'melech, okay, Lashon, kachi darcha shel Torah, tzarich iyun, dishma, kachi darcha, kach ra'oi.
So it is befitting, right? This is what is fitting for the learning of Torah.
Uh-huh. Wow, very nice. Wow.
Yeah, what's the
The amount of comments on just that one word.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I think we'll probably leave that. Yeah. Okay, so now we'll go to this next paragraph. Avos yira.
Okay, Aval Yireh Sheratza Lomar Kach Darcha Shel Torah. Okay, so he should be in awe that he wants to study the path of Torah, I guess.
Avos yira. Shirotze lomed kach bachita. Rather it I maybe Avos yira shirotze lomed. Rather I think it means rather it seems that he's intending to say.
Oh, okay. He's intending to say, okay, Kach Darcha Shel Torah, okay. V'huma she'amru beperech Rabbi Akiva. It's in Shabbos apparently. Amar Reish Lakish. Ein HaTorah mitkayemet ela b'mei.
B'mi. Only in the person who.
Oh, only in the person who. Shemimit. Okay, Atzmo Aleha. That it's upon him, I guess, or within him. And then let's see, Shenemar quotes Bar Midbar. Vizot HaTorah, Adam Kiyamut Ad Kan Lishono.
So this is what the Mishnah and what's it's saying over there from Rish Lakish in the Gemara in Shabbos. Torah is not does not endure except with the person who literally kills himself over it.
Ah, right. Okay. So Perusha of Arzeh, let's see, Ki HaTorahi Shekalit, the Ha'adam Bal Guf Chemrei, Ve'ein Safek Kol Hasekel, V'Haguf Hakim.
Hafkim, they're opposites.
Okay. So let's see, meet Nagdim ze et ze. Would they oppose each other?
Yes, exactly. They're diametrically opposed to each other.
Uh-huh. Okay, good. Ulefikach ein Torah kiyum beguf chamri she'ech yihye el haTorah shehi. I'm not sure what that word is. Sekel kiyum beguf hechamri, or is that shekol?
No, it's the she's seichel.
Okay, this seichel. Okay, kiyum beguf chemori. Okay, that it establishes his physical body, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, Kevan Shehem.
Hafrachim, they are opposites.
Right. Okay,
Have you see that the seichel, the person's intelligence, which is something which is not really physically based, is opposite nature to the body, which is something which is physically based. So actually, yeah, we're going to go over this again tomorrow. I think Rabbi Levitt is starting soon. Yes.
yeah, he's going to start soon.
Yes, 10:30.
Okay, so good. Let's take a break till tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi. Sorry,
Yeah,
I gave
Yasher
up a little.
Koach.
Thank you,
Very
Meir.
good.
Thank you, Lou. Hope to see you all tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem. Have a good afternoon.
Okay, very
Amen.
good.
Shalom, bye.